I am super excited to be joined by Michael Hall in the chat room this evening. So thank you so much for joining us, Michael.
It's my pleasure.
You are presenting at the conference next year. In fact, you're doing a bonus session for us next year. Really looking forward to that. And dare I say, I'm sure everybody knows who you are anyway, but in case there's anybody out there who doesn't know who you are, please do tell us a little bit more about yourself and your presentation, which is called the Metaplace.
Okay. Well, I've been in NLP now 35 years. I was a therapist when I found NLP, and I was shocked by the message that some things could be cured quickly. It seemed unbelievable. And it wasn't until I saw it happen, and then I replicated it, that I went, oh my God, I've got to learn this methodology that goes to the structure of things. And it captivated me then. It still captivates me. I'm still just fascinated by all the things that we can discover, the expertise that we can model, and the lives that we can change on this planet.
Absolutely beautiful. And yes, and as I said, your presentation is the Metaplace. So what's that about in a nutshell?
So the NLP began with looking at the structure of experience and just in a linear way, the step by step of how I can get myself motivated, how I can inspire myself or others, and just a step-by-step strategy. And that was revolutionary. And to break it down to, what do you see, what do you hear, what do you say to yourself, what do you feel? And there's someone wanting more NLP calling me. And at the very beginning, there was the little M, the little meta, that you make this step and then you go meta. And it was there from the beginning, but it wasn't developed.
Yeah.
Not until 1986 did Robert Dilts begin to use some of the learning levels of Bateson, and he created the first logical level system that we have in NLP, the neurological levels. And he pulled out 4 beliefs, values, identity, and spirit. And then others started doing the same. I did it with meta states in 1994. And so that's the Metaplace.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working with that Metaplace in a very ambiguous way for years. And so lately I've been asking, what's the relationship between the beliefs and the values and the identity and the permissions and the memory and the imagination and assumptions and intentionality? And how do we if there was a landscape for this Metaplace, what would that landscape be?
Right.
And so the Metaplace has resulted from that question: what is the landscape, and how solid or fluid is it in myself or in any other person? And so that's what we're going to look at. First of all, we're going to answer the question, what is it?
Yeah.
How to think about it, how to see it in your mind, and then to work with it in real time with somebody, where to go. Because the interesting thing about this Metaplace of our mind is there's so many aspects of it.
Yeah.
And if we ask the question, where did that person just go? Did they go to memory? Did they go to imagination?
Yeah.
Did they go to intentionality? Where did they go? And is it well designed? Is it well structured so that it's a good place to go? Or is it a internal emotional hell? And then what to do with regard to it if it is.
Wonderful. So what will delegates take away from your session, Michael?
The first takeaway is to start to make some distinctions and differentiations between all of these meta level terms that we throw around pretty loosely. Belief and value and identity and everything. Another takeaway will be to identify some structure, some Metaplace structure so that uh, the design is that a coach, a therapist, a parent, a communicator can now track with someone. And so just like we do tracking of high accessing cues or tracking of predicates or tracking of representational steps, we can track the Metaplace and where they go and how it's working.
Wonderful. And presumably that then means that knowing where they've gone in their Metaplace, that makes it so much easier as the professional to pace and lead them back out to where they might be more helpful.
Exactly. That's exactly the thing, that knowing that then leads to those skills of how to lead them out.
Absolutely. So is there anything that delegates can do before your session to give them a deeper experience during your session?
Maybe just planting the question in their mind, what is in this Metaplace? What are all the things I can find for myself? And now, instead of listening for predicates, we listen for meta terms.
Yeah.
So obviously belief and value and decision or permission or prohibition or intention. But I've counted over 104
Oh my goodness.
meta terms that we throw around: meaning, frame, map, model. And we're talking about the same thing, just different aspects of it.
Oh, that's a lot for people to be curious about, isn't it? Start thinking now. So, I mean, Michael, you've been to pretty much every conference that there is, and you've played a part in every conference that there is since the 1980s. So what does the NLP International Conference mean to you?
Well, the conference there in London, I think, is the benchmark for NLP. I think it's the benchmark for all the conferences in the world. And it has been for a long time. It's been a place where I go. One reason is just to meet the community and to see friends and acquaintances and the who's who of NLP. I mean, really, what you have brought together each year is like a homecoming. And but then again, there's new stuff being developed. There's new ideas. There's new people coming into the field, and so it's a great place for all of us to champion what we say we really believe in, and that is the NLP model. And it's a way for us to be more professional. It's a way for us to bring more credibility to the field. So the conference means a lot, and I'd be there this year, except I'll be in Mexico during that period of time. But I'll be there next time.
And you're still involved because, as I said, for those of you watching this, Michael is actually doing a bonus session before the NLP conference because we still wanted him to be involved and Michael still wanted to be involved. So Michael is presenting a bonus session, which is for NLP conference delegates. And that's going to be on Thursday, the 6th of April, so just before Easter. And it's going to be at 1700 hours BST. We will be in British summertime. And that's going to be for 3 hours, so 3.5 hours, allowing for some breaks. So it's going to be an amazing session. It's going to be a beautiful deep dive into the Metaplace. So very much looking forward to seeing you in April, Michael, and looking forward to having you there in spirit in May as well.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.